I want my dream life to be a reality. What do these freaks have to say about that? What do these random pelvic freaks have to say about that? Huh? Tell me. And we're telling you now what you can do. Because if you're listening to this, there's something going on where you don't have everything you want, and you can have that. You're listening to The Pelvic Freak Show
with your hosts, Amanda Neary and Hannah Meyer. Hey, pelvic freaks. Welcome back to another episode of The Pelvic Freak Show.
Where you're freaks for us and we're freaks for your pelvis, baby.
Hannah, how are you feeling on this Lionsgate portal?
Right now, currently, I'm in hell.
Why?
Because I think I have a yeast infection and I'm hungover, and to top it all off, I'm wearing high-waisted jean shorts.
Oh, and they're riding up the cooch?
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
But it's kind of nice when you have a yeast infection, and you kind of need that.
You get the pressure off, so you're not feeling the itch.
You need to twist it a little bit so that it can itch itself.
Yeah, it is the opposite of medical advice, though.
What? Oh,
You're
yeah.
supposed to be wearing free-flowing cotton so you can air it out.
You're right. Don't listen to me.
Well, maybe you can wear a flowy skirt later, and
it'll be later.
Throw a
little
boric acid suppository. Dude, I had a yeast infection on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh my God.
It was bad.
It terrible.
Happened. Okay, the slew of things. We're just going to rehash really quick. I started off the trip with an SI joint flare, and I was like, I'm not going to let that happen because I have to climb this mountain, and I'm just not willing to do that. So I kind of got rid of that one mentally. After 2 days, I didn't have pain anymore. Then I got my period day 1 of the climb. Then I got a yeast infection day 3 of the climb. Then I had my hemorrhoid flare up.
Oh God.
Day 3. And it was so painful. And then it burst in the middle of the night on day 5. And I was shitting piss the whole time because because the altitude meds can give you an upset stomach. So yeah, it was just a whole slew of everything.
Why did you leave all of that out the first time you told us about Mount Kilimanjaro?
Did I?
You definitely didn't tell us that.
Every ailment under the sun, and it was still the best week of my life.
That's what a lesson we can learn from pelvic freaks. No matter how bad your yeast infection is, no matter how bad your hemorrhoid burst, you can still have the best week of your life.
I will say, I had one clean pair of pants that I put on every night to sleep in after I would clean off my body with wipes and water and whatever.
Okay.
Because we're camping, right? So you have to have your sleep clothes.
Yeah.
Because everything else you start re-wearing and it's dirty. And when Hemi burst, it ruined my sleep pants.
That's terrible.
I was uncomfortable sleeping for the rest of it.
Oh God. Not the sleep pants.
Yeah, my sleep pants got soiled. Anyway, happy Lionsgate portal. We are recording this episode on 8/8, which is Lionsgate portal, which is a modern tradition, but it's one of the biggest manifestation days of the year. So we love a little ritual. We love a reason to do witchcraft and increase our mindfulness and manifest. And Hannah and I historically have manifested for ourselves and for the podcast on this day the last 2 years. So we figured today, since we're recording on this day, we could talk about what we're manifesting and how we're doing it.
What is manifestation really?
Manifestation to me now, I feel like there's definitions of it, right? But I feel like my definition of it has changed where I'm it's not saying, it's more than just affirmations and speaking things into existence. It's waking up and living as the person that has those things, right? So you're embodying what you desire or what you're going to have, and living into those values to me has been the best way for me to get somewhere that I want to go.
Yes. Manifestation to me is mindset work in a way. And we've talked about this before. It's kind of like goal setting, but truly believing that you already have those goals. They're in your hands. They just need to fathom.
Yeah. They need to fathom. Yeah.
Is that the right word to use?
I think no, but I think they need to come to fruition. They need to actualize. I think that's
Austin catches me on this all the time. I don't know what we were talking about the other night. I was like, yeah, I'm not really like attuned to that anymore. And he was like, oh, attune? And I was like, yeah. And then he like looks up the definition. He's like, yeah, you're not supposed to use that word there. That doesn't make any sense.
The sentence you just said though does make sense for that, but it depends on what the context was.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love your little throwing. I like your use of the English language.
Thank you.
It's unique. It would confuse someone trying to learn English, but I like it.
I love being unique.
Yeah. So I think that's what's shifted for me with manifestation over the years is that I'm not saying like, I will have this, I want this. You need to already have it. You do already have it. If you think about time is a social construct. Time doesn't really exist. Everything that's happened has already happened, will happen. Like there's concepts, you can embody that in your manifestation where it's like, I already have this because it's happened already.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel like that's how I feel like I manifested finding you.
Wow.
In the universe. So this is a lesson to pelvic freaks out there that hate their fucking jobs. Like if you are miserable, because like, let's be honest, PT is not an easy career out there. It is tough, especially in a PT mill. If you're being forced on, you have like thousands of patients down your throat. You can't give everyone the best care. You're struggling. You don't know where to go. You're like, why did I go into this field? Like, I don't even feel like I'm helping people that you are helping people, but you just get so burnt out so quickly.
Yeah. And I think what stands out to me about you saying you manifested your career, I also feel that way with opening the Pelvic Institute. And I feel like it came from a place where there were no other options for me in PT. It was either this has to work or I'm going to switch careers. And so I think that flipped a switch in my subconscious brain where I then started living into the person who this works for. And I think you did the same thing for yourself. Like, I'm either going to find my dream job or I'm not going to do this long term.
I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah.
And so your body was already the person that like had their dream job because that was what you needed.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to take from that in manifesting other things, because I think there's a sense of like, I don't want to say desperation because that's the wrong word, but there's a sense of like, this is the only option for me that flips that switch in your body. Whereas when I'm manifesting, like, let's say I'm manifesting like a romantic partner and I'm like, yeah, I want that. I want like to marry someone and have babies and whatever. But I also could not do that. And so I'm not like in that space where that's the only thing I could have. And I think if you know you want something, reframing how you think about it helps.
Yes. No, super important. I had a great thought and I lost my train of thought there.
No.
It might come back in a second. Oh, yes. So this is a good thought process for anyone listening. If you go into a goal, I feel like I have a lot of patients where stress and their work stress is a big part of their pain or their symptoms, their day-to-day life. I think the universe will continue to make you more and more uncomfortable until you have no other choice but to make a change.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I agree. And I feel that way in relationships too. Like when we talk about like boyfriend air or things that just you don't feel like yourself, look like yourself, act like yourself anymore. That's the universe and your body knowing that that's not right for you.
Yeah. And then the sentence, what is it that was trending on TikTok for a while? I'm so lucky everything works out for me. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And you know, you hear people saying that online, you're like, okay, girl, whatever. But that is such a true, it's not like the sentence is a spell itself. It's like, this is mindset work. Like, this will work out for me. I have no other option other than to achieve this goal. It's going to work out some way, somehow. Maybe it's not exactly how I pictured it. Maybe it is, but somehow this will be achieved.
And I think there's a lot to say for affirmations because they're so valuable for people starting out. some people call them like a band-aid, right? Because it's not on that deeper subconscious level. You're like speaking. I love affirmations. I use them for myself and they work for me. But I think where I struggle in my practice is like actually meditating and doing the subconscious deeper work.
Yeah.
And I think I'm happy we're doing this episode because I've had a breakthrough recently. I struggle listening to other people's meditations, and I was working with my like neurolinguistic guy, and he had me record my own versions of it, and I just like recorded my voice saying what I wanted to meditate, and I recorded it over like whatever frequency, and I listened to myself doing it.
That's so smart.
And it works. And
That's
it's like,
so smart.
What is your body going to recognize more than your own voice?
You should put your meditation on Spotify so other people can listen to it.
No, because it has to be you. That's one form of media I don't think I'll be doing. But when you manifest on Lionsgate portal any day, when you're writing your list of I have this, I want this, whatever version of it you do, then get your little recording device, your phone out, and read it out loud. And then listen back to it and fall asleep to that instead of TikTok videos.
Yeah, you don't have to do this on Lionsgate portal, by the way. By the way, Lionsgate portal is mine and Amanda's favorite holiday. So this is being recorded on August 8th, 8/8.
8/8.
And you're going to be listening to this after 8/8. You can do this manifestation anytime. You need to set a night for it, though, and dedicate some time. Because one thing that we don't do is dedicate time to ourselves, especially if you're a mom listening. I know you're not dedicating time to yourself. I need you to set that kid down and dedicate some time to yourself.
Set the kid down.
Especially if you are a businesswoman and you're an entrepreneur, you're opening your own practice, whatever it is, you're not making time for yourself enough. I promise you that. And you'll be way more successful if you do. So we're here to tell you now, get out a pen and paper. You're going to write down your own manifestations, where you see yourself in a year. Just a year, okay?
Pick a specific date, though.
But you're going to write it in the present tense. So yeah, a specific date. For us, it's usually August 8th, 2027 or whatever, the next following year. And you're going to write it in the present tense. You're just going to write, I have this. I'm so lucky. This works out. This is doing this for me. I'm doing this. I have this, whatever. I have a baby blue pickup truck in the city of Chicago and I love it. Something like that. Whatever you want. I have a Prada bag. I've always wanted a Prada bag and now I have it. Whatever it is. It can be superficial like that, by the way. I'm a supporter.
It can be. And also try to attach an emotion to it, because that's what the subconscious recognizes if you're doing a...
Give an example.
So if you want a specific type of partner, like let's say you want someone that's like 6'2", and you have like a specific type in mind, instead of writing that, write what that person does for you and makes you feel. Like,
oh yeah,
because my partner is 6'2", like I feel supported and whatever.
My partner's 6'2", makes me feel safe, like I'm being held like a little baby.
I kind of hate the example I used now.
My partner's 6'2", gives me the best orgasms. I'm so lucky. I have the best orgasms and the best sex ever.
That's still not an emotion, though.
Best orgasms? I feel like orgasms should be an emotion almost.
It should be, but I don't know. It's
Orgasm's
also
a feeling.
It's also a noun. So attach like I feel loved. I feel happy. I feel joy, right? So
I feel so much joy when I'm getting the best orgasms of my life.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Attach an emotion to it, because then you are manifesting that feeling. Because really, at the end of the day, do the material things matter if you are genuinely happy? No. I think if I could do one thing, if I could have one thing forever, it would be happiness, and then I wouldn't need anything else. Like, if you're happy, you're happy.
I'm so happy. I haven't had a yeast infection in an entire year. Yeast infections no longer belong to me. That's what I'm manifesting on this August 8th date.
Something else that really helped, when I was working with my witch man. I did work with
I know. I love how you said my neurolinguistic guy. Like everyone's going to know what that means.
Guys, I worked with a man, and I know that feels wrong.
Oh, God.
I did.
It does feel wrong.
I did. His name's Javi. He's great, though. He's a neurolinguistic reprogramming coach, and he does mental emotional release. So, like, he took me through guided subconscious work, slight hypnotherapy. But before we did all of that, we did values elicitation. And so really discovering what the problem was for me. Like, what is the core emotion at the root of that problem? So he would say, name a problem you're having. And then he would say, okay, why is that a problem? And he like would annoy the shit out of me on purpose. And he'd be like, okay, why is that a problem? Okay, why is that a problem? Until we got to like the root emotion of it. Mm-hmm. And then once you have your list of root emotions, you do your values elicitation in a meditative state and basically list out the things that are important to you. And then you see if that's moving towards something or moving away from something. So an example is, I initially said in a partnership, I value trust. And he said, okay, why do you value trust? And I said, because I don't want a partner I don't trust. So that's moving away from something, that's speaking in the negative. And your subconscious brain does not recognize the negative. So what it's hearing when you are repeating that to yourself over and over again is a partner I don't trust.
Whoa.
And then you're actually manifesting a partner you don't trust because you're moving away from something.
Can you try it on me really quick? Because I have two main values.
I can't. Well, okay, so you know what they are.
I have.
If you give me the values, yeah.
I have two values that I think are my true values. When I read the Dare to Lead book, I've found out what my two values are.
Okay, name one.
One of them is authenticity.
Why?
I value being authentic because it makes me feel like my true self. I just gave you the definition of authenticity. Okay. It makes me feel more confident when I'm not submitting to society and pretending to be like other people just to fit in and to get what I want.
Okay, so it makes you feel more confident.
Yeah.
When you're not doing something. So you are moving away from submitting.
Okay.
So basically,
how do I change that?
So the work we did was actually, we didn't actively change the language. We then went into the mental emotional release work, and it's very woo woo.
Whoa, I think I like really need to do this actually.
It's woo woo, and if you're not a woo woo person and you're listening to this, like, I'm sorry, but this is an aspect of my life.
Is it woo woo though? I don't even think it's woo woo. I think this is the stuff that people really need to do.
For sure, but it is woo woo because what happens is you go into meditation and your guide is asking you, okay, when you first felt this emotion, how old were you? And this is the woo-woo part because it's you form all your core beliefs before the age of 7. And that's when your like subconscious mind programs this stuff. So you will say an answer that is before birth, during birth, or after birth, and you will not know why you said it because it's just like in that state, it's what comes out. If you say after birth, at what age up to 7, a number will come forward. You will know what age, even if you're like trying to fight against.
I remember you telling me this part.
If it's during, it's going to be during pregnancy or at delivery. And if it's before, is it ancestral or was it a past life for you? And you will have the answers when asked. So that's the woo-woo part. Like you might be listening to this and say, okay, that's bullshit. You probably just wanted to say this, so you said it. There was no part of that. And so then he takes you through like a release of that emotion at that time. And that's where it starts to feel woo-woo. And then you kind of release it up to the present. After all of that, that was like 2 hours of our session. This session was 8 hours, by the way.
Nice.
And then we redid the values elicitation in the meditative state and they changed. And all the values that came forward were towards values. So
towards
something.
Yeah.
Like trust wasn't even on my final list.
Wow.
It was like intimacy because I love to feel closeness with my partner. All of them supported a trusting partner, but that wasn't, the away value wasn't there anymore.
Okay.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, because Okay, so I wonder how, yeah, because I would say, how would I reframe what I would say about authenticity in order for it to be like going towards something? But
I think
I
you
feel
have
like it
to-
involves a lot of work.
You have to figure out what you're actually going towards, because it'll probably end up being a different word.
Yeah.
Or if it is authenticity, it's for a different reason.
Yeah.
What was your other one?
Balance?
Because
Because I feel the most successful when I have more balance, and when one thing is out of alignment, it disrupts my flow.
okay, so it was mostly positive until the end. You also tend to over-explain things, so you tend to get to a negative by
Okay.
the end of it.
And in my mind, I'm not thinking it's negative.
I know.
So I have a lot of work to do, is what you're saying.
I think so. I think a lot of people do. This was really cool work because it does. Okay, let's say, okay, that didn't fix this core emotion for the rest of your life. I still reframed the way I think about goals and values, and I will carry that with me.
And here with the woo-woo stuff too, you can take what you want from it.
Yeah.
Like, I've took a continuing ed course recently that I didn't vibe with fully, but I did take what I needed from it.
You take what you need. And also, people that have issues with woo-woo, it's all reflection work, and even if it's witchy, right? Like reading cards, it's like, okay, it's just another way of reflecting and meditating and doing work on yourself.
Because at the end of the day, you're deep diving. When I said that doesn't even feel like woo-woo to me, just deep diving into your psyche. It feels like CBT, almost like cognitive behavioral therapy, and then like just taking that to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool. I think it was really cool.
Nice.
And then my goal now is living into like my new set of values that we came up with. And that's when I then created my ideal avatar, my ideal partner, my ideal career. And I made meditations for each one based on all that work we did. So it was a long process, but that's not saying you can't do those meditations without doing all of that. You can absolutely go home, manifest today, do it like we said, write it in the present, make it positive, make it good things and good emotions, and then record that as a meditation. And that's a great start.
Yeah. For anyone listening to this, you have something, you at least clicked on this episode because it's titled something along the lines of manifest your dream life or whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm not living my truest, highest self. I want my dream life to be a reality. What do these freaks have to say about that? What do these random pelvic freaks have to say about that? Huh? Tell me. And we're telling you now what you can do. Because if you're listening to this, there's something going on where you don't have everything you want, and you can have that.
Also, I think this is relevant for anyone that's listening to a healthcare podcast, because when you go to your doctor, what are you saying? I don't want to experience this anymore. Okay, what do you want to experience? What is the goal, right? A lot of people stop there and they don't find why that's a problem for them. But I'm going to start annoying the shit out of my patients too. Why is that a problem for you?
Yes.
What is that limiting you from actually experiencing that you want to be experiencing? It's the best way to establish your goals. So when you're going to fix something, really understanding what it is that you're working towards is going to help you get there.
That's so true. That's so true. Blew my mind. Yeah. I was thinking of it so much as like career driven, things like that. But even people that are in chronic pain.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of mindset work too at the end of the day on top of the physical. There's a whole emotional aspect that you really have to work on as well. A lot of deep dive into your psyche.
And I will tell you guys from experience, as someone who's had chronic pain, that when it flares up, I am like a completely different version of myself, and I'm miserable, and I get into this I know what it feels like to get into that place where you just feel hopeless and you're like, this is going to be my whole life. This work has helped so much, obviously with like heavy weightlifting and rehab too, but the mindset work was a huge part of it too.
That's a whole like if you have the best physical therapist in the world, but you're going into it with a negative mindset, and fear avoidance and fear behind movement, whatever it is, no matter how many sessions of PT you go to, you're not going to get to that 100%. Whatever it is, that is a big part of it for sure.
Yeah. And after, I don't know what the final piece was, but I have never moved to a new home and unpacked all my shit and set up an apartment and not had a flare up in the last 5 years. And I just did that in July and was constantly like moving shit for 2 to 3 weeks and absolutely no pain.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a big milestone.
I love that.
Yeah. So I think this work is working.
Oh, I didn't even get to mobilize your sigmoid colon.
I know. She asked the other day and I was like, you know what? I'm actually not gonna think about it because it hasn't been an issue.
That's good. I mean, also too, with your healthcare journey, because we get so many patients coming in saying, my doctor doesn't listen to me. I can't, like, every time I go to this, I don't get answers. My doctor just told me to drink more water and is dismissive and isn't listening to me and blah, blah, blah. Seek out what you need. You're going to say, I'm going to find a doctor that listens to me. I'm going to receive these answers. It's going to help set you up to take the right steps in order to feel fully healthy, fully happy.
I love that you just said that because I'm actually like in the process of recording a series for TikTok that is exactly that. It's like showing you how to think that you deserve this from your healthcare providers.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that, if you think you're going to be gaslit, you're subconsciously saying that's what I deserve from healthcare.
Yeah.
And we need to reframe that.
Yeah.
Because there will be providers out there that can gaslight
Oh
you.
my God. I see that all the time. And people come and they're so defeated. They're like, I got this MRI. I got this MRI. I got this MRI. And then I got this. And then this blood test. And it's on that. And then the ultrasound. And then this. And it's just like, nothing's going to work. Nothing's wrong with me. What is it? And there's so much more that we need to deep dive into that's outside of just the objective measures.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, this is such a cute little shoulder.
A cute little shoulder.
Isn't that cute?
Like your shirt.
Yeah.
Are you just looking at yourself in the camera?
I kind of just looked at myself in the camera.
Oh my God.
I'm being silly. Okay, so we didn't get off topic because this is what we're talking about today. But Lionsgate Portal, what are we doing? Why do we love like ritual nights?
I love a ritual night because it forces me to only focus on that. Versus if I'm watching Game of Thrones or something and like doing this in the background or just like some writing. So I'm not fully focused in on what I'm manifesting for myself, where I see my life going, you know?
Yeah.
I'm half-assing it, honestly.
Yeah. And you know what? So some of the general advice for a manifestation day, especially like a ritual day, is to not listen to sad music, to not watch horror documentary, like watch things that make you feel happy, watch things that make you live into the emotion you want to experience. And honestly, that's a challenge for me. I'm like, I want to go home and watch true crime now because I know I'm not supposed
Can't do true crime. Yeah.
No, but you have to force yourself to just experience what you want to experience. And that doesn't happen on my daily life.
Yes. And that is why we watched Who's Gonna Marry Harry today, I
God.
guess.
Guys, if you want something that's just going to be pure joy, watch Let's Marry Harry on Netflix. It's Alex Cooper's network and it's Harry Jowsey. If you watched him on Too Hot to Handle and Perfect Match, I'm laughing my ass off. This is such good TV.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
Oh my God.
And we've only watched like 20 minutes of it.
20
so far?
minutes.
I'm hooked.
I'm cracking up. I am cracking up.
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
So experience pure joy today.
Experience pure joy today. And it doesn't have to be Lionsgate Portal. We will post a little Instagram story to tell people to do it today. But
yeah, we'll give you a prompt and say, or maybe, we'll say, do it on this date.
Do it on this date. But
And a question box so you can tell us what you're manifesting.
oh yeah, I love
Oh,
that.
that's really cute, right?
That's really cute.
I like that a lot.
I really like that.
Okay, cute.
And then we can like make a post out of it even.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, really cute. Okay. Yeah. Is that pretty much it?
I think that's it. I mean, we did get a question in our DMs from our last episode, not our GLP-1 episode, but our episode on internal exams. If we can go ahead and read it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, cool. I don't know if they want this shared on the podcast or not. So maybe I just make it.
I think they did say at the end if you could make an episode about this or something.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. I'll bleep out the name anyways. Hi, gals. I'm a new grad PT and I'm also working in pelvic health. I found y'all's podcast 8-ish months ago while I was still in school And I'm obsessed. Love that. I just listened to the newest episode on internal assessments and wanted to reach out. I definitely utilize internal assessments in my practice and see the immense benefit they have. I have taken some of the APTA courses and had a rotation in pelvic health. But aside from that, I am still very much a newbie, which we talked about in that episode, how hard it is going into your first job as pelvic health provider. My current assigned mentor at work isn't against internal at all, but she is kind of the type that uses it almost as a last resort, which is not typically how I like to approach it. I know this is a little long-winded, but if you all have some in-depth internal assessment techniques, as well as some internal intervention techniques, y'all would like to share on that and on an episode, would be grateful. I would be on an episode, that would be so helpful. Heart. So thankful to have found y'all.
Heart. Thank you for the question. Yeah, this is tough because when your mentor is not doing it, it's hard to get the exposure and repetitions.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to like disappoint or go against your mentor, quote unquote. But I'm really happy this person wants to utilize that more and is seeking different mentorship for that.
No, that is good. I think that we don't have time to go into in-depth internal assessment techniques.
Yeah.
But maybe we could. I'm trying to figure out how we could do that on a podcast.
I know. Maybe we do like I don't know. It might just have to be its own episode.
It might have to be its own episode. Maybe we can kind of tell you what we're looking for when we do internal treatment or internal assessments.
Yeah.
Day one. Mm-hmm. Because not gonna lie, that perf assessment ain't helping me that much.
No.
It's really not.
I'm always looking at muscle tone and the response to that.
Breathing coordination, things like, we'll yap about this. Okay.
Yeah.
Good idea for next episode, maybe.
I think, this could be a good episode. Treatment, though, I don't know if this makes sense to throw it in this episode, but almost all my manual therapy is always working on the nervous system, right? Mm-hmm. And we talk about this a lot, but that's the root of it. Oh, hey, Felix,
actually don't do that, please.
Don't break my cord, please.
Actually, I hate that you're doing that right now.
Don't do that.
He's scratching the chairs. It's fine.
It's
awesome.
Not. And he was biting the cord to the headphones.
Oh, yeah. Stop doing that.
We're always working on the nervous system. Why? Because your neural pathways remember pain. So you might have an initial trigger that causes that pain. But when it becomes chronic or even subacute, it's your body's already remembering those neural pathways. It's really just your body trying to keep you safe. The experience of pain that you're experiencing long term. So when we're doing internal treatment, I'm not ever just releasing a muscle for like 10 seconds because that doesn't do anything. Mm-mm. I'm always spending at least 2 minutes on one spot because that's when you'll really start to feel. And then you're doing your diaphragmatic breathing with that. You're doing your breath coordination with that. So the patient can still be, involved in doing their part of it, but you will feel that muscle start to relax. Yeah. And it's the patient's nervous system allowing that to happen and knowing that it's safe. And that's like where we start to see progress being made. So a big thing, I think, especially for new pelvic floor PTs is like manual, like I don't do a lot of like internal
sweeping
massage
or things like
that. I don't think it's as productive as just holding pressure and saying, okay, let's breathe through this and understand why it's safe for your body.
Yeah, we have. Actually, I think we can really go deep dive into this on the next episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gave you a little teaser. Listen to next week and we'll deep dive into mine and Amanda's techniques for internal assessment, internal treatment, what we're looking for, what we prioritize in our treatment. Everyone is different, but we definitely have certain things that we're looking for everyone. Mm-hmm. Cool?
All right, guys. Please, especially if you're feeling woo-woo, leave us 5 stars so we can expand our reach for the podcast. We love making these witchy manifestation episodes for you. I know it's been a while since we've done one, but this is where we're at right now. This is how we're manifesting in 2026. So you can let us know how you're manifesting in 26 if you comment on this episode or follow us on social media at The Pelvic Freak Show. Shoot us a DM, respond to our story. We'd love to hear from you.
If you don't comment on this episode, what you're manifesting, it's like you didn't even listen to this episode. Do your homework. That's your homework, is to comment on this episode what you're manifesting. And then all the other pelvic freaks can see what you're manifesting and can gas you up and etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Pelvic Freaks.
Bye, pelvic freaks.